Hey guys, it's KJ from the Scariest Movie Ever channel on YouTube. And there's something really weird happening with Celine Dion. Many times it's my subscribers that send me some really great ideas for videos, and this is one of those cases. Several of you sent me links to this story yesterday about Celine Dion creating a new clothing line for children. Most of your bigger celebrities, so-called A-list celebrities, have completely and totally sold out to the beast system. We'll also know them by their signs, by their symbols. The language of symbols is a completely different language, and we see the language of symbols really manifest, especially in the entertainment industry, in movies, television, even commercials. Typically, a lot of the symbolism these people will utilize, so-called stars or celebrities or idols, is satanic in nature. This right here is just one example I wanted to show you here real quick from Celine Dion. And this is the actual cover of a Vegas concert she did, something people can actually order online. And as you can see, she's flashing the devil horns there. Now that's no mistake. I know it may be hard to believe for some people, but I'm going to show you some things here on Celine Dion, specifically about this clothing line for children she just launched, where the symbols there are absolutely undeniable. So just a few days ago, Celine Dion took to social media to talk about launching her new line of clothing for children. It's called Celine Nunu. There's 4 nunus there. N-U. We'll take a look at the spelling here in a second. But along with that came this really weird advertisement, a very strange video that she put up on a website for the clothing line. In the video, she enters a hospital room where there's babies being held. All the infants are dressed in either blue or pink clothing, which of course are colors used to reflect the gender of the children. And throughout the video, Celine Dion's narrating, and this is where she starts to explain why it's time for us to begin a shift towards allowing children to dress in the clothing that doesn't confine gender. And of course we're talking about infants here, and little ones. She says, our children, they're not really our children, as we are all links on the never-ending chain that is life. For us, they are everything, but in reality, we are only a fraction of their universe. The video then has Celine Dion blowing some magical dust, which changes the babies. So after she blows the magic dust, you can see the colors disappear, and then we're looking at more of a gender-neutral kind of a piece. And all of these are actual pieces from her upcoming line of clothing. So this right here is actually recorded from the site, and you can see the spelling right there of the clothing line. Celine Nunu. I'm guessing that's how that's pronounced. But let's take a look at the clothing from Celine Dion. Let's take a look at the clothing for the children. So on this website, like most websites, there's different links at the top. And of course, there's a link that says shop. So I clicked on shop, and now we're in a section called babies. Wait till you see what they have babies wearing. This right here is literally from the website. Look at this. I'll pull it up a little bit here, but skulls for the babies. Death cult culture for the babies. Does that seem appropriate? Well, don't worry, we're just getting started. And they actually call this skull playsuit. Seriously? Now here's another one, and they actually have a New Order onesie. New World Order, right? New World Order onesie. This is all beast system stuff here. Look at this. And they're not even trying to hide it. I mean, they're putting it right out there in the open. New Order. New World Order. This is a big deal. You know, this stuff is really manifesting, and it's becoming so obvious. You know, I've been saying this for years. The veil is lifting. And this stuff is manifesting a lot quicker now. I mean, this is right here, right in front of your eyes. So these children here are a little bit older, but as you can see, we still have the skull, right? Still got the skulls. The skulls for the kid. This is death cult. Death cult culture. You probably see this in other stores too. I have, where you'll see these shirts they're selling out there for like 30-40 bucks a pop, filled with demons and skulls and graveyards, right? And all this death. It's death culture. You gotta love this. Like I said, they're really putting it right in front of our face. I know not everyone has the eyes to see this, but those of you who do, like I said, there's more. It's just some more examples here. But, you know, a lot of this is very common. So-called Illuminati type symbolism or beast system symbolism. Now you have the duality. They call this the half and half coat. It's the half and half coat. It's like the checkerboard floors, right? Like the Masonic floors. Duality. The half and half. Also, that's the system we're in, the twin system. The half and half. The dark half and the light half. We also have the black sun. The black sun is a symbol that's been around forever. Through many different cultures, but anytime we're looking at the language of symbols, I always try to go back to the very beginning. But you can look this up, and as I said, the black sun has been around through many cultures and has had many different meanings. It's very interesting, though. They have the black sun here as well. And of course, we have the pyramid, right? So we got New Order, got the New World Order, we got the pyramid, have the duality as well, the black and the white, right? Checkerboard floors, back to the Masons. New Order, skulls, the death cult. What else? Is there anything else? Is there any symbol we're missing right now? Any symbol out of the most common ones that we see manifesting more and more all around us in this beast system? I'm sure there's one. I know what it is. Let's go ahead and take a look. Did you guess right? There you go. It's the Baphomet. So of course we have the Baphomets as well. The upside down stars, right? So we have the Baphomet because this is a Baphomet system that also connects back to the idea of the transgenders. This gender fluidity. This is all satanic. It's this. This is the same energy. This is exactly what we're looking at. This is what's manifesting. It's a Baphomet system. Again, we see the children here with the transgender goat god, or the representation of the devil here, the Baphomet. And here's another example of that Baphomet system manifesting before our very eyes. This is it's a TV show or an animated series that's on Netflix. It's called Big Mouth. It's an incredibly foul series. It's about these little boys and girls who are going through puberty, and as they're struggling with all the different things that come along with puberty, they're visited by these demonic creatures, or these horned Baphomet-type creatures. So again, this is mixing with the sexuality of children, which is the focus of this entire series, and then children hanging out here with these demonic, horned figures. So Celine Dion unveils gender-neutral clothing line for children. We have New World Order symbolism. We have the actual term New World Order. You have the death cult symbolism, the skulls, Baphomets, upside down stars, duality, the black and the white, the as above so below, and pyramids. And that's what's happening in this perverted system. Really, everything is literally being turned upside down. There's other celebrities that promote this kind of stuff with their own children. We'll take a look at a few here. But first, I think it's really important to remember this right here. This story came out about a year ago or so. American College of Pediatrics reaches decision: transgenderism of children is child abuse. They put out this official statement at the time. They said, the American College of Pediatricians urges educators and legislators to reject all policies that condition children to accept as normal a life of chemical and surgical impersonation of the opposite sex. Facts, not ideology, determine reality. Here's some of their other statements. I thought this was interesting. They say a person's belief that he or she is something they are not is at best a sign of confused thinking. When an otherwise healthy biological boy believes he is a girl, or an otherwise healthy biological girl believes she is a boy, an objective psychological problem exists that lies in the mind, not the body, and it should be treated as such. This is British singer Adele with her, at the time, her 3-year-old son. And about him, she said in an interview, I can't wait to know who his best friends are going to be, who his girlfriend or his boyfriend is going to be, or what movies he's going to like. Whatever my kid wants to do or be, I'll always support him no matter what. So, again, I mean, as a parent, of course we want to support our children. I understand that. But I just feel this is very dangerous to kind of promote this stuff with your children. Any kind of gender confusion, or especially acting as if you're letting the child decide. All of this stuff is very deceptive. I remember a few years ago, a lot of stories started coming out about Gwen Stefani painting her boys' nails. At the same time, stories were coming out that her little boys were also wearing makeup. And also around that same time, this story came out, and it was covered in a lot of different papers or online news sources, but Gwen Stefani says she would be blessed to have a gay son. So my whole question through the whole thing is, again, is this Was this the boy's choice? Is this something that he was getting into on his own? Or, was he provoked? Was he encouraged? Here's another one from just about a year ago. Megan Fox's son, Noah, 5, is rocking it's actually the Elsa dress, or Frozen dress, on family outing, and he's working it. And there's Noah on the left-hand side. Like I said, it's Elsa from the movie Frozen, the animated movie Frozen. I find it interesting, though, that the other child, we find the stars once again, particularly the upside-down ones, the pentagrams. So again, we have that Baphomet transgender agenda, that manifestation there. So it turns out that wasn't the only time her son had done this. This is actually kind of a thing with him. Here's a story here. Megan Fox's 4-year-old son wears dresses and non-gender binary outfits. But of course it's under celebrity style and influencers. Again, these celebrities, these are the modern day idols. They're false idols for idol worship. And a lot of people do worship celebrities, of course. Our culture is really crazy like that. So isn't it interesting that we continue to find this trend with many of these celebrities? There's more. Of course, Jaden Smith is another example of this, pushing this gender fluid idea. Here's a story from just a few months ago. Jaden Smith's mom gave him props for wearing a skirt. So again, we have that mom connection. There was a study done back in the 80s in the Journal of Medical Ethics. They did this whole section called Psychosocial Aspects of Homosexuality. And one of the parts of that, they quoted that homosexuals were more attached to their mothers than their fathers, more frequently had a poor relationship with their father, and the father was away from home for a long period during childhood and adolescence, more for the homosexual group. And here's another example of a mother celebrity pushing this kind of an agenda. Charlize Theron dresses her son like a girl. And it almost makes me wonder if some of these children are all under the very same programming, because Charlize Theron also had a little bit of controversy when letting her son dress up like Elsa from Frozen as well. So we're seeing this in multiple places. Princess programming. So yeah, there is something weird happening with Celine Dion. There's something strange happening with Celine Dion, but it's not just her. There's a much bigger picture here. This really is an agenda. It's even made a bit more frightening, considering it's in the hands of these so-called stars, these idols for so many millions of people. This is a topic we're already seeing more and more of on daytime TV, also on the cover of so-called women's magazines, at the checkout in grocery stores. This really is a manifestation of the beast system, of that Baphomet system. This is very much an anti-God agenda, an anti-creation agenda. They're attacking the children, the innocence, the purity.